I played 100 days of Stardew Valley, but on hardcore mode. Hello everybody, this is GamerGar. Welcome back to another video of Stardew Valley. For today's video, we're going to play through 100 days of what's going to be a perfection series. We're going to choose the hardest settings possible to make life very hard for us. The first thing we're going to look at here is the farm type. As you can see, there's loads of farms we can choose. We will, however, go with the beach farm because we cannot use sprinklers on the beach farm. This will make life much more difficult, especially for me, as I won't be able to use tons and tons of crops to make huge profits. Next up, we are going to go the community center route, and we are going to remix the bundles to make that much harder to complete the community center. We're also going to remix the rewards you get in the mines, making it a little bit more difficult to plan ahead because I won't know what's going to be in the chests. We're going to spawn monsters on the farm, and we're going to set the profit margin right down to a whopping 25%. Let's kickstart day 1. We're going to cut down some trees, make a chest, and once this chest is made, we're then going to plant those parsnips, water those up, and as per usual, we're going to run around the map to find as many forageables as possible. Once all the forageables have been attained, we will then speak to as many NPCs as we can and try to complete the introductions quest as quickly as possible to get more money from that, as we will be getting very little money from other items in the game. Day number 2, we found our first artifact. We can give that straight into Gunther. We're also picking up a quest here from Harvey. He's looking for a seaweed and he's offering 60 gold for that. We get our free fishing rod off Willy, so we're going to pull up some fish. When I sold all the fish to Willy at this stage of the game, the 25% profit margin hit me real hard, and I realised I wouldn't be able to have an explosive start in spring like I planned. It was going to take some serious grinding to make some progress on hardcore mode. I did, however, give Gunther the artifact, and I was surprised to know that the quests still give you the full amount of money. So we're going to be doing a lot of quests on this 100-day challenge. I paid Harvey a visit, gave him the seaweed. That was another quest complete, but we also get friendship points as well, so this will also be a good method to increase friendship points with the NPCs without spending too much money on items to give as gifts. The next quest was to give someone a gift. I just gave Evelyn a dandelion there, just so I can complete that quest and get another 100 gold added to the wallet. I spend the rest of the day more or less fishing. Despite the fact that fish don't give a whole lot of money right now, I still wanted to increase as much skills as possible just so I can make the most out of the run. The big challenge this season was to get access to the desert to start farming iridium ores. That was going to be very difficult with the discount set at 25%. I fished all day today because it was raining, so I can get the exclusive rainy fish such as the catfish and the eel. I got level 5 fishing, gonna go with Fisher, fish for 25% more, just to get a few more coins for the fish. Day 4, it was time for another quest. Shane wanted a carp, he was offered a 90 gold, I wasn't going to turn that down because I needed all the money I could get. So I found Shane inside the Jojo Mart, gave him the carp, and that completed another quest, which rewarded me with a nice 90 gold in the pocket. It is a small amount of gold, but money gains in this playthrough will be very small, so we have to make the most of what we got. Day number 5, let's harvest all these lovely parsnips. Once these parsnips have been picked up, we're going to go into the mines, make our way down as quickly as possible, grabbing copper, iron and gold along the way. Once I got down to floor 10, I got these boots called work boots to give +2 defense. That wasn't too shabby at all, it was better than 0 defense. When I got down to floor 20 today, I got a magnet ring. I was actually very happy with that. I was hoping for a weapon upgrade though, because I still had the rusty sword. Not to worry though, because shortly after I busted open a crate and I managed to get the forest sword, which has an 8 to 18 damage, which was pretty good for starting out. So super happy there with the forest sword. I should be able to make fairly short work of enemies with that. Day 6, I went into the community center, just a few new bundles such as the medicine bundle, the sticky bundle, 500 sap to complete that bundle. The daffodil was replaced with the spring onion for the spring foraging bundle, but that was okay because spring onions are really simple to get as well. So we are doing another quest here. George wants a quartz, 75 gold for that. We won't turn good old George down. So what's great about the discount is that despite the fact you don't get a whole lot for the crops you sell, Pierre's crops also get reduced, so they were very cheap to buy, which was great. So I purchased one of each spring crop from Pierre because I just didn't know what the future community centre bundles would have in store for me, so I decided to play it on the safe side. Back into the mines as well for the rest of the day. I got down to the dark floors, mined up a diamond there, which was really nice, and I made it down to floor 40 here, and I got the slingshot. Now I don't actually use the slingshot at all, so I just throw that away. I then leave the mines, and I'll come back when I get a copper pickaxe later on, just to make the most out of the time that I have. I met some furnaces though, put those on the beach farm, smelting up some copper bars. I'm going to sell a load of fish here to Willie in the hopes to get enough money to upgrade some tools, and I did get enough money from selling all those fish. I just got over the 2000 gold needed to get my first tool upgrade off Clint. It was time to upgrade our pickaxe to a copper pickaxe so we could make faster progression in the mines. So I decided to give Mayor Lewis a birthday gift today. I didn't have anything he loved, but I did have something that he liked, which was an amethyst, and that got 2 hearts for Mayor Lewis. And that's the first birthday of this run completed. We are going for perfection, so we do need to max out all the relationships. On day 8, another quest presented itself. Gus wanted a copper bar. 180 gold for a copper bar was pretty good. So I paid Gunther a visit, gave him loads of minerals just to unlock some rewards. I got some cauliflower seeds, which I planted on the farm straight away. It's always nice to get free seeds. And I spent the rest of the day pulling up some fish, trying to level up my fishing skill so I can get more perks to make my life just a tad bit easier. I also get my pickaxe back off Clint as well, that's the copper pickaxe. I make some spring wild seeds as well. I'm going to plant those. The tea saplings won't sell for a fraction of what they normally sell for, but it's better than nothing, of course. Once I finish up watering all of the seeds here, I'm going to go into the saloon, give Gus the copper bar he wanted. That makes Gus happy, but more importantly, it adds some precious money to my wallet. That's 180 gold in the bag. So we are back in the mines. I'm slaying dust sprites, getting down deeper, getting some rewards. Dust sprites will be prioritised, of course, because if you kill 500 you get a nice burglar ring. Day 10 starts with a whopper of a quest from Emily. She's offering 600 gold for the catfish. We were absolutely not going to turn Emily down on that request. It was Vincent's birthday today. We gave him a daffodil, which is a light gift, and we were rewarded with 2 hearts from him, which was pretty good. Spent the rest of the day back in the mines, getting down as further as possible. I got thermal boots here on floor 50, plus 1 defense, plus 2 immunity. I decided to keep the boots I had because the boots I had gave plus 2 defense. When I got down to floor 60, I got the crystal dagger. I noticed that when I selected the dagger, it had a price on it for 200 gold, and this got me thinking, I wonder could I sell weapons to Marlon for the price that they're actually worth. So I decided to keep the dagger and experiment later on with Marlon in the Adventurers Guild once I got access. I gave Robin her last axe. This was going to net me another handy 250 gold in the bag. I then went to Emily, gave her the catfish, and that was going to get me a lovely 600 gold, which was so nice. I needed so much money right now to get stuff done, especially tool upgrades, and get some buildings placed on the farm to make progression easier. Marlon did indeed give me the full price for the weapons and the boots, so I was really irritated about getting rid of those thermal boots. Should have kept them, would have got more money. But I will know going forward that if I come across weapons and footwear, to keep them and to sell them to Marlon to make some extra money on the side. So it was back down into the mines, and what I was doing here was I was farming slime, I was also farming bug meat, and I was also farming copper ores, because I was going to make a ring called a sturdy ring, which sells for a whopping 750 gold per ring, and that was how I was going to make tons of money in spring. Because if Marlon was giving me full whack for the weapons I found, he would surely give me full price for the rings that I made. So let's find out if this tactic is viable. If it is, then it will be a great way to get into the desert early. If I just stock up on copper, bug meat and slime, I can make tons of sturdy rings, which will make progression go a lot smoother for me. We are back on the farm. We have the bug meat, we have the slime, and we have some copper bars. It was time to make some sturdy rings. Once the rings were made, I went straight up to the Adventurers Guild, spoke to Gil, got an insect head from doing the bug monster eradication goals. Then it was straight over to Marlon to sell him all of these lovely rings and weapons that I had. Windspire sold for 50, insect head sold for 200, and a sturdy ring sold for a whopping 750 gold per ring. This was an absolute game changer for me. This was going to be the method I was going to use to get into the desert early. I was going to mass produce rings and sell those to Marlon to make tons of money. Down to floor 80 we picked up the Templar's blade. Is it better though than the wood mallet? I quickly checked the stats between 2 weapons and decided to keep the wood mallet because I preferred the hammer weapons anyway, and the base damage on the wood mallet was still pretty good. I took the fighter perk and the miner perk. Afterwards, it was time for the lovely Easter event. So I went to Pierre here, and he was selling strawberry seeds for 25 gold. Normally he sells them for 100 gold, but because the discount rates were so low, we were actually able to afford a few strawberry seeds. I only bought 25 because the strawberries weren't going to sell for a whole lot of money, and they make for really nice loved gifts as well. So I was victorious today. I was awarded with the straw hat. Day number 14, let's have a look at the quest board. Clint was looking for a leek. He was offering 180 gold for a leek. How could I say no? With the money that I assembled, I got my first backpack upgrade. That was badly needed in terms of inventory management. I also gave Hayley a daffodil today because it was her birthday, so that was a few friendship points with the lovely Hayley. It was time to go back into the mines. I met a bomb, blew up a ton of gold ores here. I got loads of gold back, which was great. I'm pretty sure at this stage in the game, I could use gold bars to make a lot of rings that I could sell to Marlon for some decent profits. I also got a diamond on floor 86 and 2 more diamonds on floor 89. I got super lucky with diamonds. Unfortunately, the diamonds don't sell for what they used to. Tempered broadsword on floor 90. That was a pretty nice weapon upgrade, so I swapped out my wood mallet for that. I went back to Marlon as well and I sold him the burglar shanks, 200 each, 150 for the wood mallet. So I was pretty happy with those results. On day number 15, it was back into the mines. I was very close to floor 100. When I got to floor 100, I did get the star drop, which not only refills my energy to the top, but it also increases my maximum energy. I was super happy with that. I moved my furnaces up to the mines as well, started smelting some bars. Got down to floor 110 and I got a weapon here called the Slammer. I was very happy with this. It's a super powerful weapon. Probably one of the best weapons you can get before you get into the Galaxy tier and Infinity tier weaponry. Day number 16, time for another quest. Clint was offering 360 gold just to inspect 35 copper ores. You actually get to keep the ores, which is great. Went up to Marlon too, sold him a few weapons he didn't need. And I gave Clint the copper ores at the end of the day for him to inspect. That was an easy 360 gold right there. I was very happy with that. Day number 17, look at all these lovely spring forageables. I'm going to pick up all these forageables, try to increase my foraging skill now as quickly as I can. If I can get to 3 fertilizers, I can start prepping for kegs later on as well, very early. I made tons of spring seeds, couldn't convert them into tea saplings straight away though. Got Clint to upgrade my axe to a copper axe. I'll have that in a couple of days. And I was back down in the mines farming iron ore, and I was also farming dust sprites, because I really wanted that burglar ring. Of course, it wouldn't be a day in the mines without getting a diamond. The trend continues. I did get a coffee bean though, so I planted that. Clint wanted to inspect more copper ores, 300 gold on delivery. How could we refuse such an easy quest? So it was back down into the mines. I was killing rock crabs, farming copper ores. If I came across slime and bug meat, it just meant more sturdy rings for me. I sold a pile more weapons to Marlon that I got from killing monsters and from hitting open barrels. So the money was starting to flow, which was nice. It was Pam's birthday today. I gave her a parsnip. I was going to buy her a beer, but there was no point getting her the beer because she loves parsnips as well, and I might as well try to save as much money as I possibly could. I also gave Clint the copper ores I mined up for inspection, and it was a handy 300 gold from him right back into the wallet. So I went back to the mines as well, and it was time to smelt more ores into bars. Day 19, another quest appeared. Willie wanted me to catch 4 herrings. I could keep the herrings too, which was great, so I could sell those for extra money. It was time to complete the spring crops bundle. The potato, the cauliflower, the parsnip, and the green bean. As a reward, got back 20 speak rows. I was very happy with that. I also completed the treasure hunters bundle because I had all the materials from the mines. And I also completed the adventures bundle because I had the mats from killing monsters. And the blacksmiths bundle. That was all bundles completed to unlock the minecarts for fast travel around Stardew Valley, which is going to save me a ton of time in the future. Once that room was completed, the Junimos appeared, showered me with praise, and then it was straight into Clint's to get my copper axe. The reason why I went for an early axe upgrade is because I wanted to start cutting down trees earlier rather than later. So I had assembled a lot of diamonds. It was time to make some rings of Yoba using diamonds, gold bars and iron bars. The ring of Yoba sells for 750 gold a pop, so it was another nice way to make some cash. I was looking to get into the desert as quickly as possible. The rings of Yoba would help me get there. I was up now on 15,570 odd gold, very happy with that. I forgot that monsters spawned on the farm, so that bat actually took me by surprise, but I one-shotted it when it got into range. Level 5 foraging, we're going to go with Gatherer. Chance for the double harvest and forage items is a no-brainer at this stage. So I bought a beer off Gus today because it was Shane's birthday and I wanted to give him a loved gift because I think Shane rocks and he deserves a beer for his hard work. 3 out of 8 hearts for Shane, another daily quest, 360 gold if we can kill 2 rock crabs for Demetrius, which would be easy enough as well. Once I fished up the 4 herrings, I had a chat with Willie here. He was pretty impressed, but more importantly, he gave me money to catch some fish that I could keep. You just couldn't ask for better than that. 120 gold in the bag from Willie, thank you very much, Willie. There was a few quests here to do. Jody wanted a cauliflower, for example, and I also had to find some invasive crab species and kill those. I went down into the later floors here to fight the lava crabs. Killed those, no problem at all. I just had to talk to Demetrius now to get my 360 gold reward. It was time to complete more bundles. I finally had the 500 sap assembled for the sticky bundle from cutting down a ton of trees. My reward was a charcoal kennel. Not too bad, especially if I needed coal later on. I also had enough stuff assembled from going to the beach all the time to finish off the crab pot bundle. My reward for that was 3 crab pots, and I actually set those up on the beach. Day 21, it's another quest. Leah wanted a red mushroom, 225 gold. Easy enough, I had tons of mushrooms from going into the mines. Doing all these quests is going to save me a ton of time in the long run, especially when it comes to accumulating friendship points. This is a very fast way to do it. The reason why I was doing so many quests is because it was actually profitable, because selling crops was just not worth the time effort at this moment in time. Day 21, I'm clearing everything from the beach farm, trees, rocks, you name it, it was going to go. So, there was a quest here, 6 red slimes, 750 gold, that was going to be prioritised. I also went to Caroline today as well, and I finally got into her sunroom from giving her daffodils all the time. I didn't show a whole lot of footage from that, but you just need 2 hearts with Caroline to get into the sunroom and she will teach you the tea sapling the next day. I also got the mushroom cave from Demetrius because mushrooms are more profitable than the bat cave. Crates do turn up on the beach farm occasionally. You can get some decent stuff in those crates. Retaining soil is handy. Sometimes you can even get coffee and triple shot espressos. Day 23, it was time to harvest the lovely cauliflowers. I also made some tea saplings here as well from the fibre, wood and spring wild seeds that I have assembled. So I'm going to sell all those today. Back down into the mines as well, of course. And I was just looking for resources in general, but more importantly 6 red slimes were the target. Killed those, spoke to the mayor, and I got my prize money. I made even more tea saplings by the end of today, just to sell those. I also made trap bobbers, because I had some copper and sap lying around the place, so I decided to make loads of trap bobbers and sell those, see how much I'd get for those. I made almost 34,000 gold today. A trap bobber sells for 200 gold, which was absolutely amazing. They were very easy to make, I just needed sap and copper bars for those. With all the money I had assembled, it was time to unlock the desert. I actually couldn't believe I managed to unlock it in spring with the discount rate of only 25%, but we pulled it off. Day 24 went to the flower dance, got a tub of flowers, also purchased the rare crow because I needed all of those for perfection, and Haley decided to dance with me because I was working on her a lot, getting her up to the 4 hearts needed to go on the flower dance. Day 25, the strawberries we planted were ready to be harvested. So I harvested all of these lovely 25 strawberries in total. I would sell a few of those, I'll also keep a few as well as gifts. Another quest today, Elliot wanted an iron bar, 360 gold. That was a no-brainer. Couldn't go to the desert today because Pam doesn't actually work on the 25th of spring. So it was back to the regular mines, took out my frustration on these poor dust sprites. I still needed a maximum kill count of 500 to get the burglar ring, so why not? Floor 62 was an ambush floor, so I was probably going to farm this floor for the whole day. Day number 26, it is Pierre's birthday. I just gave him a daffodil, I didn't have any loved gifts for him. I also went to the desert today. I bought some warp totems because it is very expensive for me at the moment to go to the desert, as a ticket costs 500 gold. I went down to floor 13 here though, got some energy tonics, super happy with that. The goal was to get past floor 25 to get 10,000 gold from Key on the first day inside the Skull Cavern. I made it down to floor 39, super happy with that. The slammer wasn't too great when it came to fighting the enemies, but it did the job when it got into a pinch. Gave Jordan the cauliflower, that was another 350 gold for me. I also went to Clint, I wanted him to upgrade my pickaxe to a steel pickaxe so I could do more effective Skull Cavern runs. The steel pickaxe would 2-shot the nodes, which was handy. It was Emily's birthday today. Gave her an amethyst, she was super happy with that. That got her straight up to 3 hearts with Emily. Spent the rest of the day cutting down some trees to make more space on the farm, but more importantly, to get more sap and wood. Day 28 begins with 10,000 gold from the lovely Mr. Key from getting past 425 in the Skull Cavern. Super happy with that. harvested my first few coffee beans, planted those down straight away to expand my coffee empire. Went to Robin as well today. It was time to get a farm building placed. It was a choice between the coop and the barn. It was going to be chickens or cows. Which one were we going to go with first? I decided to go with the chickens first. I'm just going to put the coop beside my farmhouse here. And I was going to get one of each coop animal to go in there just to make perfection a bit easier. I had some wood to spare, so I fixed a bridge down by the beach. George wanted me to fish up an octopus, 450 gold. An octopus is one of the hardest things you can fish up in this game. It's ferociously hard. I also went to Pierre too because it was the start of summer. And I just purchased one of each crop that he had. I also purchased a couple of saplings too to make future community centre bundles a little bit easier to complete because I went with the mushroom cave and not the bat cave. I got my steel pickaxe off Clint today. I purchased an ice cream as well. And the reason for this is for Demetrius's upcoming birthday. I also needed an ice cream for a community centre bundle. I fished up the super rare Dorado, and I also got the sturgeon as well. I needed the sturgeon for the community centre bundle. I also needed the sturgeon for caviar. So that was another bundle completed there. That was the lakefish bundle. As a reward, I got a dressed spinner, and that sells for 500 gold. I was super happy with that. Day 30, we are fishing. So I was actually looking for octopus. And I did encounter one a few times, but I failed miserably. So I just spent the rest of the day fishing just to see if I can increase my fishing skill to get a bigger fishing bar. I also wanted money to get an iridium fishing rod so I can use a trap bobber, which would give me a much higher chance to get those ferociously hard fishes. Day 31, we built a barn. I also bought a chicken here as well off Marnie. What are we going to call the chicken? What theme are we going to use? Let's call the first chicken Rick. Can you guess the theme? You'll guess it with the next coop animal for sure. Gus wanted a red snapper, 150 gold. To get a red snapper, it had to be raining on a summer day. I finished off the summer foraging bundle as well, so that was going to give me lovely 30 summer seeds ready to go. I made tons of trap bobbers today from a huge accumulation of copper bars and sap. I actually ran out of copper bars there. Back into the mines, got a diamond. Wouldn't be a day in the mines without getting one, of course. I felt like the game was teasing me with diamonds because they just sold for pennies instead of the usual 750 gold because of the discount rate that I selected. But the fishing tackles were saving the day. 500 gold for dress spinners, 200 gold each for trap bobbers. That put me up to almost 4,600 gold. So I got more coffee beans today, day 32. And I even went to Gus. I spent most of my money on salads because I wanted to do a proper Skull Cavern run and I needed some decent health food. So it was down at the Skull Cavern. Today wasn't a great day. I did come across a few iridium nodes, but not a whole lot. I was hoping for the prismatic shard, but I didn't get lucky today at all. So, day 33, it was time to smelt those bars. I made some dress spinners from cloth I got from killing mummies. Sold all those dress spinners. They sell for 500 gold a pop. So I was going to get some real nice money from that. Down to Cindersap Forest, I was cutting down some trees to get more wood, but more importantly, to get more sap, because we can make more tackle with sap and copper bars. The iridium bars didn't sell for what it used to, but they will sell for alright money later on in the game when we assemble loads of them. Made 10,000 gold today, made some money from the iridium bars, which wasn't too bad, and from the dress spinners and the trap bobbers. So the fishing tackles are just coming in so handy. Thank God they didn't get reduced in price. So I went to purchase a cow today for two reasons. Number one, I needed milk for community centre bundle. And number two, I needed cheese. Cheese is actually a really good food too for health and stamina. So that was a lovely cow added to our lovely farm. So I went with a silo today just to make feeding the animals a little bit easier. Especially if it rains, they won't go outside to eat food, so they would get cranky and I would lose friendship points with the animals. So a silo was needed. Went back to Clint and I decided to get my axe upgraded to a steel axe. So he'll have that done in a couple of days. Back down into the mines, I was farming more dust sprites. I really wanted that burglar ring. So I was getting closer to the 500 kill count that I needed. Another quest today. Clint wanted a cactus fruit, 225 gold. That was a nice easy quest because I had access to the desert. Getting the cactus fruit wouldn't be a problem at all. Down into the Skull Cavern, and today was a great day. I got lots of iridium ore. I made it down quite deep, and I even managed to nab a few prismatic shards as well, which means I'd be able to upgrade my weapon to a galaxy sword, which makes life a lot easier. smelted all those ores into bars, and I'd probably sell most of those too to make some extra money. Day 36, I got my steel axe back off Clint. Super happy with that. But we weren't finished with Clint, we had a quest to do. So we gave him the cactus fruit and we got 225 gold for that quest completion. Super happy with that. It was Gus's birthday today. I gave him a diamond because he loves those, and I had diamonds to burn because I kept going into this called Cavern in the mines. With my steel axe I was able to get access to the secret woods. So I went into the secret woods, got all of the tree stumps which gave me back hardwood, and now it was time to make some processing machines. So I made a mayonnaise machine, I made a preserve jar, I also made a recycling machine as well, and I made a couple of tappers so I could start getting some resins earlier rather than later. The more resins I got, the easier it was going to be. I made some regular spinners today just using iron bars, and I sold all these. These will sell for 250 gold a piece. Not as good as the dress spinner, but I didn't have cloth, so I just had to settle for those regular spinners instead. That night I went to the desert, got my galaxy sword, so I was super happy with that. That was a huge weapon upgrade. I also got a barn upgrade on day 37, just so I could unlock more animals to add to the farm, like the goat for example. I went to Marlin too and I sold him some stuff that I got from this called Cavern from slaying enemies and hitting open barrels. Back down into the regular mines today, and yeah, you guessed it, it was dust sprites. And just there we completed, finally, the monster eradication goal for the dust sprites, which means we can now get our hands on the burglar ring, so Gil will have that for us. More coffee beans today. Our coffee farm is getting a lot bigger, which is great. I also got rid of all the large tree stumps on the farm, just to free up more space for future projects. It was Marnie's birthday today. I gave her a strawberry. She was super happy with that because Marnie loves strawberries. Demetrius loves strawberries as well, of course. It was time to go to my primary source of income, the Adventurers Guild. I got my burglar ring. This was going to be a game changer as this doubles a lot of the loot drops you can get from enemies. So it was time for the luau, and I had a gold star sturgeon ready to go. It's one of the best things you can put into this luau. The governor was super happy with that, but more importantly, I was going to get tons of friendship points with a lot of the NPCs around Stardew Valley. So today was a fantastic day. Day number 40, I collected some iron bars. It was time to craft some lightning rods. I made 27 lightning rods because the next day was a stormy day and I wanted to get some battery packs just to have them lying around the place if I needed them going forward. I purchased a goat today, 4,000 gold, not bad. I placed the lightning rods around the greenhouse here. I thought it looked kind of cool. Level 10 mining finally. We're going to go with blacksmith. Metal bars worth 50% more, so I'll get a little bit more bang for my buck for those iridium bars. Day 41, I picked up some melons here and it was time for another regular quest. Clint was looking to inspect even more copper ores. I think he has a bit of a problem when it comes to the copper ores, but we accepted it because it was money. It was Alex's birthday today, so I gave him an egg because he actually likes eggs. Didn't have any loved gifts, but that was okay. I still got 3 hearts with him. Back down into the mines to get the copper ores for Clint to inspect, but we also killed insects when we saw them for bug meat and slimes, of course, for 2 reasons. 1, for sturdy rings, and 2, for the 1000 slime monster eradication goal. I made a few more sturdy rings today, so we're going to sell those to Marlin to get some more money. So day 42, the storm was over. I got some battery packs, which is really nice, 12 in total. From going to the Skull Caverns and the Secret Woods, I finally had enough fiddlehead ferns amassed to complete the wild medicine bundle, which rewarded me with 2 cookout kits, which was pretty cool because I didn't have a house upgrade yet, so if I needed to cook something up, they'd come in handy. Also completed the summer crops bundle, got awarded with a quality sprinkler, which I couldn't actually use. That was a bit sad. So Willie wanted me to fish up 2 pikes, offering 200 gold as a reward. I wasn't going to turn that down. Spent a day fishing trying to get some pikes. Once I got 2 pikes, it would be down to Willie to get that lovely prize. I got a cool cutscene here with Haley. She lost her lovely pendant in the sand. Got that for her for some extra friendship points. Haley really appreciated my efforts, which was great. And of course, yes, you guessed it, we were going to marry Haley in this challenge. She is the wife to be. Willie was super happy with the pikes and Clint was super happy with the copper ores. So it was easy money all around Pelican Town. So for the fishing I got 200 gold, which was really nice. And for gathering the ores I got 360 gold. It was back to Marlin. I sold him some boots I got from killing monsters, weapons from barrels, and sturdy rings that I crafted from slain enemies. Day 43 was a rainy day, so I pulled up a few more catfish just to have them handy if any quests popped up. And I also needed to get some other fish as well during the summer. The red snapper, for example, was one fish that I wanted to complete another bundle here. So that was the ocean fish bundle completed. I was rewarded with warp totems to the beach. Didn't actually use those at all. I think I just ended up selling those. Help wanted. The lovely wizard Rasmodius was offering 700 gold for killing monsters known as squid kids. They can be super rare or super common depending on your luck when you go into the mines. It wouldn't be a day in the mines without getting a diamond, of course, which I just got there. And we were hunting for some more squid kids, followed by more diamonds. Look at all the diamonds I get today. They just keep popping up. And the reason for this is because I set the profit margin to 25%, so the game knows I can't sell them to make loads of money. But what the game doesn't know is that I can forge them into rings and make loads of money. That was even more diamonds right there. So I set up some trees here, one of each, for oak resin, pine tar and maple syrup, and I put some tappers on those. Spoke to the wizard. Another 700 gold in the bag from killing those squid kids. Look at all the coffee beans I'm going to get today. Tons of coffee right now. Later on, it was milking the animals. I wasn't a fan of milking the animals. I was praying for an auto grabber come Skull Cavern time. Please God, give me an auto grabber soon. But it was time to upgrade another building, so we went with the big coop. Day 45, another quest. Rasmodius wanted our services again. He wanted us to kill 2 ghosts, offering some decent money for that. We completed the children's bundle and we got 3 battery packs as a reward. It was also Sam's birthday, so we gave him a cactus fruit because he loves those. That was nice friendship points with Sam. So I found the ghost down in the mines. That was 1 dead, and this is the 2nd ghost in the bag. Went back to the wizard. He was super happy with that. That was a nice 500 gold in the bag just for killing those 2 ghosts. Day 46, it's another quest. Elliot wanted us to fish up an octopus this time for 450 gold. So it was time to get the iridium rod. Huge investment, but it does pay off eventually because we have that rod for the rest of the Perfection series. The octopus only turns up on summer mornings, so I was too late coming down to the beach today, but that didn't stop me from taking on some of the harder fish down here. For example, the legendary crimson fish. I managed to pull that one up out of the water, and that actually sold for 703 gold, which wasn't too bad at all. So I was going to sell that for some nice money. So I got a large egg today. That was great. Incubated that just to get another chicken. I was hoping for a brown chicken, not a white chicken. If I got a white chicken, I'd more or less sell that one until I got a brown chicken. So I was doing more fishing today. I finally got the octopus after a ferocious battle. Gave that to Elliot. That was another quest completed. 450 gold in the bag for that octopus. I was super happy with that. It was Demetrius's birthday today. Gave him an ice cream because Demetrius loves ice cream. Who doesn't love ice cream in all fairness? So it was time to make more rings of Yoba. I had diamonds, I had gold bars, I had iron bars. I made loads of rings of Yoba. I'm going to sell those now to Marlon for lots and lots of money. 750 gold for each one of these rings. I was super happy with that. That was going to get me right up over the 10k mark, so I could do more upgrades, no problem on the farm. Almost 15,000 gold right there from that. Shane wanted a largemouth bass today. 300 gold for that. I wasn't going to say no. I got Robin to build a fish pond as well. 5,000 gold for the fish pond. The reason for this being is I needed a caviar, you know, to get perfection. So I decided to get that set up now rather than worry about that later on. I gave Shane the fish, got 300 gold added to the wallet. Super happy with that. With the money I had left over, I decided to get the last backpack upgrade now. There was other stuff I could have done with the money, but I might as well just get this out of the way. So I got an ancient seed from killing enemies, and I got the recipe then off Gunther for handing them in the ancient seed. It was time to get Clint to break open some geodes so I could hand in even more artifacts to Gunther, because I wanted to get access to the sores as quickly as possible so I could get access to the resources down there. Krobus, for example. Day 49, look at all the coffee beans we are getting now. We have tons of coffee beans inside the chest, almost over 1,000. I also went to the desert, traded in my jades for staircases. That was 22 staircases ready to go. So it was back into the Skull Cavern, and I was looking for everything I could sell, to be honest. Iridium ores, prismatic shards, any sort of materials I could get my hands on I'd sell for money. I got level 10 combat, but I'm going to go with brute, 15% more damage. Day number 50, we were halfway through the challenge. I picked up dark boots inside the Skull Cavern. They were a huge upgrade from the work boots, so I swapped those out straight away. So I'm smelting bars today, iridium bars, with the blacksmith perk. I was actually getting some decent money for those. I also gave the dwarf an aquamarine today because it was his birthday. George wanted a flounder, 300 gold, how could I refuse? It was down to the beach to fish up a flounder. Very first catch of the day was in fact a flounder, so I went straight up to George, gave him that for another handy dandy 300 gold in the bag. Back down into the mines. Of course it wouldn't be a day in the mines if I didn't get a diamond. The game's just thrown these diamonds at me. I did make 7 crystallariums though. It was time to get some diamond processing underway. I tried to sturgeon into the fish pond as well so I can get some caviar later on. So all these crystallariums will be filled up with diamonds for now because the rings of Yoba were proven to be super valuable. Fished up a super cucumber as well on day 51 that night. Sell that for some money. I got level 10 fishing finally. Go with angler, fish worth 50% more. It's better than fish not worth 50% more. I sold a load of stuff today, including 28 iridium bars, so I made some nice money. So Gus wanted a jade off me today, but he was offering 600 gold. That was actually pretty good. It was Willie's birthday today, so I gave him a catfish because he loves those. That was some nice friendship points accumulated with Willie. It was time to purchase a duck today because the coop had been upgraded to a big coop. And we're going to call this duck Marty. So you can probably guess the theme there for what we're going to do with the coop animals. I also paid 10,000 gold and 450 pieces of wood for a house upgrade so I can make the house a little bit bigger. I made some dress spinners as well today. They were going to sell for 500 gold a pop. Ran out of cloth though, so with the rest of the metals I just made regular spinners. A new baby chick had hatched. This was going to be the chicken that we incubated. This chicken was going to be called Bird Person. I also made a bee house because I got a maple syrup off the tapper there from the tree on the top right hand side of the farm. So that was going to be honey in a couple of days from that for a community centre bundle. I gave Gus the jade he wanted, so that was going to give me some nice money there. And it was off the Clint to get him to process 57 Omni Geos to see if I can get some decent stuff inside. But I just wanted to get down into the sewers, so I didn't mind spending some money to get all those broken open. So we are in the Skull Cavern, breaking up some ores, trying to get down as deep as possible to get some of the goodies. But to be honest, the main reason I came here a lot was I was trying to get auto petters and auto grabbers, but I wasn't getting great luck. I did get a curiosity lure though from those crates, so I sold that. Gunther visited me the next day. He gave me the key to the sewers, and then it was off to Pierre. I was going to purchase wheat here because I needed 100 wheat flour for one bundle. I wasn't going to buy 100 wheat flour because it was 100 gold for each wheat flour. Pierre was just ripping me off, so instead I decided to get some wheat and just grow it on the farm and process that into wheat flour eventually. So my house had been upgraded. It is now bigger. Now it looks much prettier. Day 55, we are watering crops. We're watering wheat. Eventually I will make a mill and I'll turn all this wheat into wheat flour for a community centre bundle. Way cheaper to do it this way, you know, rather than just buy the wheat flour directly from Pierre. The sturgeons wanted a diamond. They got it since I had diamonds to burn. It was then after Robin to make the mill. I had some cloth from the mummies, so I was able to make that mill no problem at all. So it was back into the mines. I made more rings of Yoba from the diamonds that I got, and I made more dress spinners as well. And with the rest of the bars, I made some regular spinners. This was by far the best way to get money, to get upgrades done on the farm. I didn't even want to think about the gold clock at this stage in the game. How I was going to make millions of gold with a 25% discount rate, I don't know, but it will be interesting to find out how we tackle that in the future. So look at all the lovely diamonds today on day number 56. Tons of diamonds. I got some raw off the sturgeon, put that into the preserve jar here. That's going to give me back caviar in a couple of days. Also went to the travelling cart merchant here and I purchased a rare seed just so I can get my hands on that star drop at the end of fall. And we finished up today by going to the nice event here. The Moonlight Jellies is one of my favourite events because it's just so colourful, it's so vibrant. So that finishes out summer. So we were getting there with this hardcore challenge. It was the first day of fall and it starts off by collecting lovely battery packs. And these battery packs are going to come in super handy later on if I decide to make iridium sprinklers, for example, or if I decide to make more crystallariums. So I purchased a few pumpkin seeds off Pierre because I needed a few of those for quests. I also got one of each other crop that he had just to make perfection go a little bit smoother. So it was back to the community centre. We done the fall foraging bundle and that netted us 30 fall seeds, which was really nice. I didn't actually plant those. I just sold those. I did fish up a salmon though, and I got a few other goodies as well that night. Day 58, I got a load of wheat, 100 to be exact. Put that into the mill that will be turned into wheat flour. I made 2 cheese presses as well today from the resources in the mines, so I can start converting the milk that I'm getting from the goat and the cow into cheese for community centre bundles, but also for healing food later on in the game. It comes in super handy. It was Penny's birthday today, so just for her I went out to the desert, fished up a sandfish because she absolutely loves those. I also picked up a quest here from Willie. He was looking for a copper bar, offered 180 gold, no problem. Special orders quest board has now been activated. I went with aquatic overpopulation here with Demetrius, so it was midnight carps that he wanted. Gave Penny the birthday gift, she was super happy with that. That was more friendship points with her. I also gave Willie the copper bar, that was more friendship points with him, but more importantly, more money in my pocket. Spent the rest of the evening fishing up midnight carp to do that aquatic overpopulation quest for Demetrius. So I got back 100 wheat flour, which was great. I also fished up a walleye, which I also needed for the community centre bundle. So I finally got some cheese here. That was the artisan bundle completed. I was rewarded with a cake. I was actually super happy about the cake there, because I still didn't have farming level 8. That was the quality fish bundle done there with the walleye. And I also needed the tiger trout for the river fish bundle. There was one bundle left to do, and that was the night fishing bundle, and that just required a second walleye. And that was all of the bundles completed for the fish tank, which was great. So we were getting one step closer to completing the community centre. The home cooks bundle, we needed 10 eggs, 10 milks and 100 flour, so that was another easy bundle done. The reward there was 5 complete breakfasts, so I was super happy with that. Alex actually loves complete breakfasts, so I could always work on Alex with those. So I put some hops into the keg to make a pale ale, which I needed for a quest with Pam, and I gave Haley a rabbit's foot that I got from killing a serpent in the Skull Cavern today. I spent that night fishing up more midnight carps to complete the aquatic overpopulation quest. I only got 560 gold for completing it though, because the quest is an accumulation of what the midnight carps are actually worth. The next day we finally get our caviar. This is needed for the final bundle, but it's good to have it now just to get it out of the way. I also needed one more caviar to sell for perfection as well. So Rasmodius wanted a red mushroom for himself. He was after some gold for that. No problem, Rasmodius. Got some diamonds, and I also went for another barn upgrade. This was a deluxe barn upgrade, which means once that is done, we could get some pigs. I gave Rasmodius the red mushroom, and I also gave him a void essence to accumulate more friendship points. I also put up the angler legendary fish today. That sold for a nice bit of money. And I went down into the stores and I also got the mutant carp, which is another fairly easy catch. So I got the pale ale today from the keg. Also got some honey, which means we could tackle more community centre bundles. Gave Pam the pale ale, she was super happy with that. Don't know if it was a good idea to give it to her just before work though. But Pam is a responsible person, of course. Back down into the mines, and of course it wouldn't be a day in the mines if we didn't come across a diamond. Day 62, yes, Clint is looking for more copper ores. I don't know what his fascination is with the copper ores, but he's offering money, so we will take on the job, of course. Showed Clint the ores again. I mean, how much could have changed, Clint, within the last couple of days in all fairness, but we won't complain. Back down into the mines, and we were just farming slimes, farming resources in general, of course. I got a prismatic shard off a rock crab. Never got one off a rock crab before. I got one off a green slime, a blue slime, all the slimes. Never got one off a rock crab. So I was super happy with that from getting the prismatic shard off of a crab type enemy. So day 63 was a rainy day. Willie wanted me to get 4 red snappers. He was only offered 200 gold for them, but you know what? I said why not? I needed a break from the old mines. So I spent a good portion of the day pulling those red snappers up out of the ocean. And that was another nice 200 gold from Willie. I also gave him a sea cucumber that I caught as well for some extra friendship points. Day 64, look at our lovely fall forageables. Harvested all those, and of course I'll sell those. Gave Marnie some amaranth because she wanted those for her cows. That was another quest completed. Also gave her a diamond to increase friendship points so I could sneak into her room and pick up Mayor Lewis's lucky purple shorts. Today we are going with fragments of the past, and that was going to be a lovely easy quest to complete. We also give Lewis the shorts, and I was going to put him on display, but you know what? 750 gold is a bit too good to pass up, so I just gave him the shorts straight away. Back into the mines of farm skeletons. More diamonds were given, of course, But more importantly, I wanted bone fragments. I needed 100 in total to complete the quest. Skeletons can drop bone swords. They sell for 250 gold a pop. So it was totally worth coming down farming these. I also needed to kill some of these for a monster eradication goal as well. So it was basically hitting multiple birds with the one stone. Day 65, more diamonds for me. Super happy with all the diamonds I was getting. 270 gold Leah was offering for the hazelnut. I also got some wool hair from Emily in the mail. So that finished off the animal bundle. And as a reward, I got another cheese press which I put down inside the barn. I finally had the wild plums assembled for the foragers bundle. That was another bundle done. Reward was friendship, which was nice, we won't turn that down. And we also got 3 tappers as well, which was great. So it was back into the mines. We were slaying more skeletons. We were getting close now to the 100 bone fragments. Gave those into Gunther, and as a reward, we got 3,500 gold. I was super happy with that. Finally some decent money from a quest. I came out of there with 3 bone swords in total and some glow rings and other bits and bobs. Sold all those to Marlon, got my money up to almost 18,000. Purchased a pig today off Marley, 16,000 gold, but I needed it because I needed a truffle for a community centre bundle. Later on that day, there was another help wanted quest, 4 red slimes. The reward was 500 gold. We spent the rest of the day in the mines killing red slimes just to complete that quest. The next day, we got another quest from Harvey to get a catfish. He was offering 600 gold. We also gave Jodie rabbit's foot here as well because it was her birthday. That got us straight up to 4 out of 10 hearts with Jodie. I also spoke to Lewis about the red slimes, and that gave me 500 gold for that. Super happy there. And we gave Harvey his catfish, which was even more money in the bag. Back down to the mines, and I was slaying more slimes, more void spirits for primarily monster eradication goals, which I just completed one there for the void spirits. Super happy there. 500 gold been offered from Rasmodius to slay 2 more ghosts, so we'll take him up on the offer. I also gave Hayley a bouquet today, just to speed up the old relationship process, because we wanted to marry Hayley as quickly as possible. I purchased a void egg off Krobus to put a void chicken into the coop. Back down into the mines on day 68. Wouldn't be a day in the mines without getting the diamond, of course. Super lucky here, floor 56 was an ambush floor, so I could farm this floor for the whole day if I wanted to accumulate kill counts and slimes. It was time to finish off the dye bundle by putting in an amaranth. We were now one step closer to completing the community centre. As a reward, we got a seed maker, which is pretty nice. It was Abigail's birthday today. We gave her an amethyst, of course, because she loves those. More friendship points with the lovely Abigail. It was time to smelt tons and tons of copper bars, because I wanted to make tons of tappers. Later on that day, I went back into the Skull Cavern, and when I got to the first floor, tons of serpents came out of nowhere and tried to ruin my day. However, I had the Galaxy Sword. I was in good hands. Once I killed all these serpents, I did pick up a red cabbage seed, which was pretty rare. That is a year 2 crop. I got an infested floor around with dinosaurs. I actually killed all these dinosaurs just for monster eradication goals. Day 71 and something super weird happened on my farm. My fully matured sheep turned blue. I had no idea how this happened, as I have no mods to my knowledge that make my sheep blue, so I shared it to see what happens, and it turned white again. So I'm going to need to keep an eye on that sheep and make sure it doesn't turn blue again. So I finally finished off the fall crops bundle. I was getting closer to unlocking the greenhouse. There's one bundle left. Got another bee house, which was nice. It was time to cook up some stuff for some bundles. I cooked up a fried egg and I also cooked up a Mackie roll because I purchased some rice off Pierre in his shop. I already had the fish and the seaweed to make the rest of it. I made some tree fertilizers as well today. It was time to set up some decent tree farms. Back up to the mines, and I made 49 tappers in total. I do make more later on. It was day 72, time for the Stardew Valley fair. I was pretty confident with the items I put into the display, but I only got 3rd place. That didn't matter though, because I just gambled on my star tokens on green. Once I had enough star tokens acquired, I purchased the Rare Crow, and I also purchased the Star Drop, which increases my maximum energy again, which was pretty nice. Day 73, look at all the seeds that I've put down here. I'm going to put tree fertilizer on all these. I'm also going to put some pathing down so that debris doesn't grow between these seeds to make my life difficult. I also give Marnie a diamond because it was her birthday today, and she loves diamonds. So that's 6 out of 10 hearts with Marnie. Lots of rewards off guild today, including the Slime Charmer ring. I was super happy with that. I also got some other good stuff too. I equipped the mask. I thought the mask was pretty cool. I also equipped the Slime Charmer ring. So I was happy with my ring outputs at the moment. Almost 13,000 gold made today from primarily selling iridium bars. You can't really see it there, but it's just primarily iridium bars and some diamonds. Another chicken hatch, we're going to call this one Summer. And this is a void chicken. So we had a white, a brown, a void chicken, and a duck in our lovely coop at the moment. All we were missing was a rabbit and a dinosaur to complete the collection. I did have a dinosaur egg from killing those dinosaurs in this Cavern though, so I decided to incubate that next. That will take almost 12 days to incubate, but it'll be worth it because we can start making some dinosaur mayonnaise then, which we'll need for the bundle down the road. So I was off to Robin. This time it was to get a coop upgrade to Deluxe Coop. It was also time for more quests. Yes, finally Emily was offering 2,250 gold for the diamond. I was so happy with this. This is the best quest you can get from this daily quest board. I ran straight into the saloon, gave Emily the diamond, and that was a whopping 2,200 gold right there for that. I was so happy with that. Finally, my luck was starting to pay off. My sheep turned blue again today. It was so weird. I thought it was hilarious. I don't know why it was blue. Double checked my mods folder. No mods in there to enable blue sheep. If somebody knows what's going on, please tell me. Is there a chance you can get blue sheep in this game if you purchase a sheep from Marnie? Please let me know in the comments. As far as my knowledge goes, there isn't. All sheep are white. Did I get a rare mutation? Who knows? So I completed the chef's bundle, got myself a pink cake. I then got invited over to Jodie's, was told to bring a largemouth bass, thrown that on the ground for Sam to pick up. Jodie thought it was hilarious, and I had a good night with the family. The next day I went to Gus and I purchased a spaghetti because Robin loves spaghetti and it was her birthday today. So I gave Robin a spaghetti and that got me a lot of friendship points with Robin, which was great. Went to the secret woods then. It was time to harvest more hardwood because the day to go into Ginger Island was coming up and I needed 200 hardwood to repair the hull for the ship. So it was time to accumulate that now. Day 78, another special orders quest was available. I was going to go with Gus's famous omelette because I had tons of chickens and ducks now and white chickens that generate eggs. That was going to be an easy one. I could finally complete the rare crops bundle because my ancient fruit had finally grown. As a reward, I got a preserve jar. I was kind of salty about that because it was an ancient fruit that I sacrificed, but what can you do? So I had loads of eggs accumulated, put those into Gus's fridge. That did not complete the quest though. In order to complete the quest, I also had to gather 24 eggs. So that was going to take me a few days to get done. But it would be worth it at the end. So I did the maths and I realised that making treasure hunters and spinners would be far more profitable than using the same resources to make rings of Yoba. So I did just that. I made treasure hunters and I made spinners. If I had cloth, I would have made dress spinners, but I didn't have a whole lot of cloth, so it was just regular spinners. So from now on, I would just sell the diamonds the way they are. Any materials left over would be converted into dress spinners. If it didn't have the cloth, just regular spinners. And if I had gold bars, I could just use those to make treasure hunter tackles and sell those, and that paid off tremendously, netting me a huge profit here of 16,365 gold. Day 79, look at my magnificent tree farm. I had a tapper for every single one of these trees. There was 100 trees here in total that were going to generate oak resins for me, because I figured that if I was going to get this gold clock later on, the way to do it would have been ancient fruit and star fruit, so kegs would have been the way to go. I also got some omni geodes here from my sturgeons. They're very picky indeed, but the sturgeon pool is getting bigger. Clint wanted a topaz today, thank God. I was getting a bit worried about him there for a second. If he asked for more copper ore, I would have recommended him to Harvey, you know. So I went to Marnie's today. It was time to get some animals, and this time it was the rabbit. 8,000 gold. It wasn't expensive for us, definitely, but we needed the rabbit. Main reason being, the rabbit generates wool and also generates the rabbit's foot, which is a universal loved gift for most of the NPCs. We call the rabbit Bet. So I used all my money today on day 80 to purchase starfruits, got 116 starfruits, and we're going to set those up in the greenhouse. So instead of wasting time hoeing up the ground, I just put down some mega bombs just to blow open some patches, and I'll just use the hoe then just to fill out the rest of it. So this is a huge time saver, definitely worth it in my opinion. I put down quality sprinklers followed by starfruit. I then went to the secret woods with my sweet gem berry and I got my lovely star drop. Another star drop in the bag. I was super happy with that. Willie wanted an earth crystal from the help wanted quests, so I obliged. Went to the old marina to finally get the mermaid pendant, but I couldn't afford it. I was short a few hundred gold. So I sold a few things to Willie here, but that wasn't enough. I had to sacrifice something big. Went to Clint and I sold him one of my prismatic shards. That was going for 500 gold plus 2 amethysts. It just got me over the 5,000 mark. Went back to the old marina and I purchased the mermaid pendant. I just didn't know the next time I was going to get a rainy day. And I didn't have any rain totems and it doesn't rain in winter. So it was now or never. Haley of course said yes. It was time to get married and Haley would set everything up in 3 days, which was amazing. So I went to Willie, gave me his rock crystal. That was another quest complete. More money from the lovely Willie. Thank you very much, Willie. 150 gold in the bag. Put me back up to 645 gold. We were just so poor right now. So this time I decided to replace the diamonds with jades. Made a huge mistake here. I should have pickaxed the diamonds out of the crystallariums, then put in the jades. But it was too late and I wasn't going to do a day reset because I decided against it when I started this challenge. Any mistakes I made, I would simply have to live with them. So that night it was off to the Halloween event. I was going to get the rare crow but I couldn't afford it, so I just settled with the jack-o'-lantern recipe instead for 2,000 gold. I'd have to come back next year and pick up that rare crow and make sure that I could afford it next year. I also got the golden pumpkin and I'll actually use that to give someone as a gift later on. Maybe for someone's birthday. Day 84, I finally got married. I was so happy. Me and Haley for life. A lot of people don't like Haley, but if you give her a chance, she turns out to be a pretty interesting character. It's time for another quest. This time it was 4 chubs. The art of fishing for Willie. We would oblige, of course. 200 gold for us, no problem at all. Spent a good portion of the day trying to fish up 4 chubs. They weren't as common as I thought they were, which was unfortunate. So it did take me quite some time to get those chubs all fished up for Willie. I finally got it done. It took me the bones of a whole day, which was a bummer. Definitely wasn't worth doing in terms of time consumption for 200 gold. Next up, I had a choice between prismatic jelly and Pierre's prime produce. Went with prismatic jelly. Also completed the winter foraging bundle and I got 30 winter seeds back for that. More importantly, we just finished the remixed community center. I was super happy with that. It was actually the first time I think I completed a remixed community center run. So I was super happy with that. Back into the mines, we had a target, the prismatic slime. I found it on floor 9. I was super lucky with that. It takes quite the number of hits to destroy. But because I had the burglaring, something really interesting happens when I do kill it. It actually dropped 2 prismatic jellies. Now, the second prismatic jelly I believe is useless, but you can always put it on display because it actually looks really cool. I gave the prismatic jelly to the wizard and he was super happy with that. How much did I get for completing that quest? 5,000 gold. Absolutely magnificent. I really needed that. I also got a really cool cutscene here for completing the community center, so that was another big challenge done. It was another quest today, 3 pike this time from Willie. He was offering 300 gold. I said why not. The quests were getting a bit stale now for me. They weren't giving me as much money as I needed. Fished up a squid as well, and I'm probably going to calm down with those daily quests because I have other areas of the game I can go to now to kind of get better money. So I gave Willie the squid, and as a reward I was given 800 gold for that, which wasn't too shabby at all. I also got 2,500 gold on the next day from Pierre for completing the community center. Followed up by Monster Musk from the wizard, which makes monster eradication goals super easy. Pierre also sent me a notice to say he's now open 7 days a week. And Robin sent me a lovely 50 wood in the mail, super happy about that. Also collected some jades from the crystallariums. And then this happened, a new baby lizard has hatched. What are we going to call this one? We're going to call this one Jerry. So we now had the collection done. We had the white chicken, the brown chicken, the white chicken, the rabbit, the dinosaur, and the duck. We could of course go for the brown and the golden chickens later, but we had all the primary animals that we could get at the moment. So after a ferocious battle today, I finally fished up the glacier fish. Also went into the mutant bug lair, and I picked up the dark talisman. Did a bit of fishing here too, just for the fishing collection. I pulled up the slime jack from this place, which is a unique fish to this location. It was time for another quest where Asmodeus wanted us to kill 2 more ghosts, offering 500 gold. Why not? Look at our lovely oak resin farm now. This is going to be 100 oak resins in total added to our inventory, which means if we had the mats we could make 100 kegs, and when we finally collect our star fruits we could turn those into starfruit wines. So I was also back into the mines. We were looking for ghosts just to get that quest done. The next day it was another quest from Harvey. This time he wanted an aquamarine, 540 gold, why not? It was finally time to go to Ginger Island. 5 iridium bars for the anchor, 5 battery packs for the machine and 200 hardwood for the hull would repair this boat for us. We just had to go to sleep and we could go to Ginger Island the next day if we so wished. I also paid a visit to the quarry cave here just to get my hands on that gold scythe, because why not? It was a tool upgrade from the regular scythe. It does have a greater reach, does more damage, and it gives you back more stuff per swing. I also went outside when it was finished and I cleared off every single resource from this location. This was going to be a giant tree farm, but I wasn't going to set up tappers for these trees. I was just going to cut them all down if I needed extra wood going forward, because I was going to need thousands of kegs if I was going to get this golden clock later on in our 100-day perfection series run. So 3 fertilizers today. Going to grow up all these trees super fast. Then we're going to cut them all down. I also went over to Ginger Island. So the goal today in Ginger Island was to get enough golden walnuts to get into the house so we could sleep over here. So I'm just going to show you very quick highlights of myself getting all of the golden walnuts so I could hopefully make it into the house today. And these golden walnuts are hidden all over the place, but if you look very carefully, you'll actually see signs of places you can get them. For example, you might see a circle of stones, you know, so it's worth holding the centre of that to get one out of. You might see rough patches of dirt. You might see things that seem a bit out of place. Anything like that, normally you're going to get something decent inside them. Most of the golden walnuts in the starter zone aren't that hidden, so you would find them occasionally. So it was getting late and I wasn't too sure if I was going to unlock the house by the end of today, because I didn't come here in the morning time. I actually came here in the afternoon. When I got access to this zone, which is the farm zone, or you could also call it the west zone of Ginger Island, I needed to locate 20 golden walnuts in total so I could get the parrots to fix up the house so I could sleep there. So I was really rushing against the clock. Fortunately, from doing this so many times, I knew where all the golden walnuts were, and I knew from counting off the top of my head that there weren't enough golden walnuts around these parts in order for me to assemble to get into the house before the day was finished. So this was golden walnut number 20, just up here, and that was it. Got the parrots to fix up the house. It was 1:30, so I did it by literally the skin of my teeth. What a day it was. Finally, we're on to day number 90, so I spent a good portion of today getting rid of all the resources on the farm, because I wanted to turn this Ginger Island farm into an actual crop farm, because I could put sprinklers down in Ginger Island at work. I then went into the volcano to get some more goodies, more golden walnuts, more resources, more materials of course. I got a dwarf hammer there as well, that'll sell for a couple of 100 gold. It was 150, didn't have time to get the prismatic shard, so instead I ran out to the entrance, pulled the switch, opened the gate and passed out in style. That means when I come back here the next time, I can just go through that door and get access to the forge area straight away and get the free prismatic shard. Caroline's birthday today, gave her a rabbit's foot. She was super happy with that. She was going to relax today, which is good. Went to the desert trader as well. It was time to get more staircases with all the jades I had accumulated. 41 staircases today. It was gearing up for the big skull cavern run. Also pulled the void salmon out of the water here, which I needed for the fish collection. We also need the void salmon for the missing bundle at the end as well. I gave the henchman here some void mayonnaise. That got him to move straight away down into the witch's hut here, and I got the magical ink, which means I can now access the wizard's magical terminal to make more advanced items. The only problem is that I was a good bit off affording any of these items. The gold clock, for example, 10 million gold. No idea how I was going to get that. So I went on day 92 to this event. I purchased the snowman rare crow and I did the fishing event. I actually won that event, which was pretty cool. As a reward, I got a huge assortment of different fishing tackles, which of course I would sell to make some decent money. So this event was actually worth going to. I also got a sailor's cap as well, which was cool. It was time to do another quest. This time we'll go with Robin's Resource Rush to collect 1,000 pieces of stone in a week. This is now super simple to do because the volcano dungeon gives you tons of stone. On floor 2 I got a super rare mushroom floor, followed up by a dwarf dagger. I'll sell that for some money as well. That's set for 550 gold. Made it up to the forge area again for my prismatic shard. It was time to enchant my weapon. What enchant was I going to get? I was hoping for the Crusader enchant, because that's one of the better ones, especially with the mummies and a lot of the undead monsters in the game. Got the Crusader enchant, I was super happy with that. I then decided to free Professor Snail, just to open up his artifact hunting quest on Ginger Island, which would give me access to more golden walnuts, because I wanted to get into Key's golden walnut room, you know, as quickly as possible, so I can get those key quests, get the key gems, and start getting some really cool items from those. Spent the rest of the day running around Ginger Island, getting more golden walnuts. Headed back home too, because it was Sebastian's birthday. I made some sashimi, kept that to him because he loves that, and that got his heart up a good bit. I also went to the greenhouse as well. The starfruits are ready to go. I harvested all the starfruits, and I was going to put all these into kegs to make starfruit wine. Now that will take a good few days, but hopefully it will be worth it. I gotta get Clint to upgrade my axe to a gold axe so I can be more efficient at cutting down trees. I also went to Sandy today to purchase as much starfruit as possible. Unfortunately, all I could afford was 49 starfruits because I didn't have a whole lot of money. I did do another Cavern run today, and I got super lucky. I got an auto grabber. So happy with that. Didn't have to milk the cows again or share the weird looking blue sheep. I could just let them be. I also got a lucky ring from a crate. Unfortunately, I didn't have my recording active when it popped out. So you're just going to have to trust me that it did come out of a crate. It didn't actually spawn one in, I swear on my life. That did come out of a crate, 200%, I promise you. I did get a crystallarium as well for 48. It was a super lucky day today, you know. Look at all the iridium ores I'm going to get right now. There was iridium ores everywhere today. I got down super deep. I also killed the last rock crab needed for another monster eradication goal. Super happy with that. I smelted all these lovely iridium ores into iridium bars. I'm going to sell all these bars to make loads of money. So it was a great day. So we are nearing the end of our first 100 days. I will be doing a 200 day and a 300 day of this challenge to see if I can actually get perfection using some of the hardest settings in the game. The discount rate of 25%, it makes life so difficult. And then 96, we're back on Ginger Island, and I got really lucky here. 2 golden walnuts from those clams. You can get 5 golden walnuts in total from those. I started merging rings together. I merged together the lucky ring along with the burglar ring, and I also merged together the phoenix ring along with the slime charmer ring. I was hoping for a hot java ring, but I just haven't gotten that yet. It's one of the more rare rings to get. I did make loads of iridium sprinklers as well. I'm going to set those up over on Ginger Island. And I also sold tons of weapons here to Marin as well that I got from my travels in Skull Cavern, the regular mines, and the volcano dungeon. I got the crab shell ring off Gil, sold that for 1,000 gold. I was super happy with that. That me put right back up to over 10,000 gold. Got my gold axe off Clint as well on day 97. And I used mega bombs to blow open all of the trees in the quarry to get tons of wood and sap from this. So it was a time of gathering resources. Went to Gus, and the reason I went to Gus was to purchase a coffee. And the reason for that was that it was Harvey's birthday and he loves coffee. So it was a coffee for Harvey. If I had any brain in my head, I would have just made a coffee using the hundreds and hundreds of coffee beans that I had. But I just didn't think of it. My bad. I did get a pearl, however, and that was really cool. I also got a quality bobber, which I would sell, of course. So I had some taro tubers to plant. I also had some pineapple seeds from slain enemies in the volcano dungeon. I also got the parrots on day 99 to fix up the beach area here. This gave me access to a new zone, which in hand gave me access to more golden walnuts. 3 to be exact. One sneaky one down there, of course. I could also fish up stingrays there too if I wanted. So I made 52 kegs today. It was time to get the ball rolling on starfruit wines. It was day 99. Look at all our lovely kegs. I will build a shed eventually when I can properly afford it. Sheds are very expensive in this game. So I figured out the code, got myself a pearl here from the mermaid show. And I wanted to get the special submarine fish today. So I got the blobfish, followed by the spookfish, followed by the midnight squid. So all I needed now is just a legend fish to more or less complete the fishing collection there with Willy, along with the stingray and a few other fish as well. I bought 237 starfruit off Sandy, so I set up the greenhouse with those, and any excess starfruit I had would go over to Ginger Island. It was time for the rock rejuvenation quest today that I got for Emily, and I had all those minerals on hand inside a chest, and I got 1,000 gold for completing that quest. Over to Ginger Island on day 100, I filled it up with starfruit. There's a lot more space to take up, but for now this would have to do. So that is our 100 days of hardcore Stardew Valley done. I will be doing the 200 days and the 300 days because I really want to get perfection using the hardest settings possible. Please subscribe to my channel if you like 100 day Stardew Valley content. I will be doing 100 day non-Stardew Valley videos over the next few weeks. So even if you're not a huge fan of Stardew Valley, you can look forward to other 100 day type content. I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.